Question. Question, guys? Wala? Guys, natulog yata ulit kayo ah. Pagka-connect, tapos turn off mic, turn off camera, tapos tulog ulit. Sa mga nandito kanina, may mga clarification?
Okay na, sir.
Alright, so I think wala na. Alright, so continue na tayo sa susunod, which is the hexadecimal. So hexadecimal is composed of 16 numbers. Okay? Or should we say that if it's hexa, ano ba? Hexa is 6, di ba? And then decimal is 10. So it's a combination of hexa, which is 6, and then decimal, which is 10, so 16. Okay, so it's basic a 16 number system having 16 digits used. So 0 to 9, and then A to F. Okay, so to count in hexadecimal, so 0 to 9, A to F, and then 10 to 19, and then 1A to 1F. So dito naman sa hexadecimal, wala tayong 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, ang meron tayo is 20 hanggang 29, and then after nun is 2A na. 2A, and then 2B, 2C, 2D, 2E, 2F. So mamaya mas magigets nyo pa kapag tinignan nyo siguro to. So 0 to 9, same lang na hexadecimal. 0 to 9 din. Pero yung 10 natin is letter A na. So bakit letter A? Kasi kapag ginawa nating 10 din dito, and then magmumukha na lang din siyang decimal. Okay? So, and then kailangan pa is 1 digit lang. Hindi pwedeng dalawa. Okay? Kasi itong mga decimal na to, itong decimal, itong mga binary, octal, 1 digit lang dapat. Okay? So dito, ang representation ng 2 digits natin is letter A. 11 is letter B, 12 is C, 13 is D, and then 14 E, and then 15 is F. So bakit dapat 1 digit lang? Kasi ang computer natin, ang binabasa niya is bit by bit. So let's say gusto mong basahin ng computer mo yung 10. Oops. Gusto niyang basahin yung 10. Pero hindi niya mababasa as 10 kasi nga mag-i-start siya sa least significant bit, which is 0. And then after niya mabasa na 0, and then susunod niya na yung 1. So magka-separate na yan, 0 and 1. Hindi niya na yung nabasa as 10. So that is why, meron tayong hexadecimal para kapag gusto nating i-represent yung 10 in decimal, and then mababasa niya is letter A. Hindi 10 na 10 din mismo. Okay. So ganun din sa letter or number 11 natin. So yung computer natin, hindi niya ito mababasa as 11. So kailangan, meron siyang parang, ano ba, tawag dito, parang meron dapat siyang another representation. So 11 natin, ang representation niya in hexadecimal is letter P. Okay, so ganun din sa 12, which is letter C, 13 is D, 14 is E, and then 15 is F. So incrementing lang yan by 1. Okay? Basta ang kabisaduhin nyo lang is kapag 10, dapat A na siya in hexadecimal. Pag 11 is P, and then 12 is C, and so on and so forth. So, paano kapag 16 na to? So, again, wala tayong 16, 17, 18, 19. Pero meron tayong 20. Okay? So, kung papansin niyo 0, 1 to 9, dito na yon. Pero wala tayong 10. So, ang susunod dito is 10. So, 16 to plus 9, 16 to 25, I guess. 16 to 25. So same lang din dito, 10 to 19. Okay? And then pagpatak ng 26, so ito na yung 1A naman natin. 26 to, so yun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 26 to 32. Oops, sabi ko na 26 to 32 in decimal. So ito na is 1A to 1F. So 1F is 32, 1E is 31, and so on and so forth. So ganun yung representation niya. Di bale, pinaliwanag ko lang na ganun yung pagkakasunod-sunod. Nandito rin naman. Okay? Pero hindi naman na tayo aabot sa point na hanggang 50 or hanggang 60 hexadecimal. Mostly hanggang 0 to F lang tayo. So, pwedeng F dito na kayo mismo mag-base. Okay, so para hindi na masyadong magulo. Sinabi ko lang na kapag 16 is 10 na yan. And then, 26 to 32 is 1A and then 1F. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan nyo ito mamaya, magkakaroon tayo ng mga example. Pero for now, so yun na yung parang overview. You can convert a binary to decimal, octal to decimal, hexadecimal, or any base to decimal. Okay? Okay. So, let's do now the conversion. So, conversion from any base to decimal. So, to convert an integer number in any base to decimal, add all the products of each digit multiplied to its base in increasing power starting from 0. Okay? So, ito yung sa whole number, integer number. And then if it's a fractional number, so to convert a fractional number in any base to a decimal, add all the products of each digit multiplied to its base in decreasing power starting from -1. So mula sa dot, okay? So of course, yung part dito is whole number. Kasi meron tayong 253.65. Okay? So itong part na to sa right is fractional number. And then yung nasa left is integer number. So alam nyo na yan. Ibisado nyo na yan. And then sabi dito, to convert a whole number or integer number in any base, add all the products of each digit multiplied to its base. So kung itong buong number na to, ang base niya is 2, so multiply it by 2. Pero i-consider natin yung base. So 2 raised to 0, actually raised to 0 to, raised to 1, raised to 2. Ito after ng that, ito is -1, -2. So 3 times 2 raised to 0, 5 times 2 raised to 1, 2 times 2 raised to 3, and then add nyo rin to plus 6 times 2 raised to -1, and then 5 times 2 raised to -2. Okay, so basically, ganun yung pag-convert natin from any base to decimal. So this one is base 2, then converting it to decimal. So para mas mag-gets nyo to, meron tayong mga example or ito yung actually yung format. So gaya ng sabi ko kanina, mula sa dot, this one is raised to 0, raised to 1, raised to 2. And then mula sa dot ulit, raised 1 is raised to -1, -2, and then -3. So kung mag-start kayo dito, so ito na yun. C times base. So kung ano man yung base nito, so pwedeng 2, pwedeng 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hanggang 16, or pwedeng 20. Okay, so depende kung ano yung base na to. So kung 5 to, yung base niya is 5, so 5 raised to 0, 5 raised to 1, 5 raised to 2, 5 raised to -1, and so on and so forth. So parang ito na yung dot natin. Okay, sa gitna. So may isa, parang separator tayo. Pero pinag-iwalay lang yan para ma-emphasize na itong part na to, yung tatlong to is yung integer number. And then itong part na nasa baba is yung fractional number. Okay? Ang i-memorize nyo lang naman dito is yung power. So, pag integer, start from 0, from right to left. Kapag fractional, start from -1, from left to right. Okay? Alright, so let's have an exercise. So convert the following number systems to decimal. So we have 110101. Okay, and then 110101.101, and so on and so forth. Okay, all of those will be converted to decimal. So ang papansin niyo, meron na tayong base kagad dito. So this is an indicator that you have to convert this binary into decimal. This binary into decimal, this octal to decimal, octal to decimal, hexadecimal to decimal, and then hexadecimal to decimal. Okay? So, nandito yung mga solution. Yan. Okay? So, binary to decimal muna tayo. Okay, so, ang papansin ninyo, lahat ng number na to is naka-line up lang into, pababa, kagaya ng ginawa natin dito sa format na to. So, listen nyo lang to pababa. So, 1, and then another 1, 0, 1, 0, and then 1. So, yun sila. Okay? Tanggalin ko lang. And then, lahat yan multiplication. Okay? Start muna kayo sa pinaka-right or kung saan nyo man gusto, kung saan kayo komportable. Ako, mag-i-start ako lagi sa right kasi nandito yung base 0. Gusto ko lang laging pataas. Or kayo, kung gusto nyo rin pababa. Pero ito is bibilangin nyo muna mula sa pinaka-right hanggang sa left. So, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, start kayo dito. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pero para hindi ka na mag-count, ang ginagawa ko lagi, start ako sa pinaka-right. Okay, sa pinaka-least significant bit. So, eto, hindi na ako mag-worry kasi 0 naman kasi talaga to. So, incrementing lang siya by 1 hanggang sa ma-reach mo yung pinaka-last. Okay, which is this one. So, 1 times 2 raised to 0. So, again, yung 2 na to is nanggaling sa base. So, lahat yan is multiply mo lang sa base. Okay? So, 2 times 1, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2. So, para siguro masundan natin, lagyan ko na ng label. 1, 2, 4, mali. Incrementing lang by 1 nga pala. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 0 pala to. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan. So this one, 1 is raised to 0, 0 is raised to 1, 1 is raised to 2, 0 is raised to 3, 1 is raised to 4, and then 1 is raised to 5. Okay? So, ganoon lang naman siya kasimple. And then, kunin nyo lang yung result neto. Result neto, result neto, result neto, result, result, and then result. And then, add nyo lang to lahat. Kung ano man yung makuha nyo dito. Okay? So, pwede nyo nang i-direct out sa calculator. Actually, mas mabilis kapag ganun ginawa nyo. So, kunin nyo na lahat to. Itong computation na buo na to. And then, kung ano yung makuha nyo, yun na yun, yung sagot. I-double check nyo na lang lahat kasi mamaya yung 0 nyo naging 1, yung 1 nyo naging 0. Or mamaya may napagbaliktad kayo. So, very crucial din to. Though, meron pa rin dito yung step by step. So, eto na yun. So, 1 times 2 raised to 5 is 32. 1 times 2 raised to 4 is 16. 1 times 2 raised to 2 is 4. And then 0 times 2 raised to 1 is, of course, 0. Any number that is that will be multiplied to 0 is 0. And then 1 times 2 raised to 0 is 1. So dito naman, any number that is raised to 0, any number that is raised to 0 will be 1. So this one is 1 times 1. That's why we've got 1. Okay. So ito yun. Galing dito. And then add nyo lang to lahat. Then you'll get 53. So are we clear so far? Question? Or clarification? So kung papansinin nyo rin, sa binary, wala tayong ibang number, kundi 0 at 1 lang. Wala tayong 2 dito, wala tayong 3 since, again, binary nga is 0 or 1 lang. Okay.
Excuse me po.
Ano yun?
59 naman po yung lumabas na sagot.
59? 32 plus 16 is
Opo.
48. 48 plus
Hindi,
4,
parang hindi po nasa yung 2 raised to 3.
2 raised to 3. Zero na kasi ito eh.
Yes, sir. Wala. Ayun, wala.
4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Oh, zero na kasi ito eh. Any number that will be multiplied to 0 is
Ayun,
0.
wala, sir.
Okay, so 30 is 48 plus 4 is 52 plus 1 is 53. Okay, so any other question? Alright, so habang hinihintay ko yung iba, kung may mga katanungan pa, proceed tayo sa letter B. Okay, so 110101. Okay, so same process tayo. Okay, same lang ba ito? 1101, 1, and then, okay ba? Okay. So, ganun din, i-line up nyo rin lahat. So, 1, oops, saan siya nag-start? Negative 1, negative 2. Dito pala, hatiin natin. Okay. So, oops, bakit parang magulo? So, 0 to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, this is the 1. Saan yung 5? Ayun. Gulo-gulo talaga ng notes ni Sir Tandingan. Okay, so from, ano siya? Mula dito, pupunta ka sa right. So, raise to 6, raise to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. Okay? So, ito yung 1 natin. And then this is our another 1, and then 0, and then 1, and then another 1, another 0, and then another 1. Okay, so ganun yan. And then, base to 2 siya. So lahat yan will be multiplied to 2. Okay? And then yung magmamatter na lang is yung power natin. So mula dito, of course, raised to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay? So I hope clear na to. Ganun lang naman kasimple. Kung ano yung base natin, yun yung multiplier natin. And then yung base natin is nakadepende sa bit, position ng bit niya. So yung pinaka-right natin is always 0. Depende na kung ilan na lang yung bit na susunod. So dito is 0 to 6. And then mula sa dot, mula sa decimal, which is ito na yon. Okay? This one is raised to negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay? So 1 times 2, which is your base, raised to negative 1. 0 times 2 raised to negative 2. And then 1 times 2 raised to negative 3. And then kung ano yung makuha yung result dito, so add nyo lang lahat. Ayan. And then you'll get 109.625. And then, one more thing, do not forget to put the base. So eto, ang hinihingi sa atin is i-convert natin tong binary to decimal. So we have to put the base 10 sa final answer natin. So that's why we also have the base 10 here. Okay? Okay, so double check nyo. Try nyo i-manual kung kaya. Kapag di kaya, gamit kayo ng calculator. So dapat lagi may calculator sa harap ng desk nyo. So sa akin, nasa ilalim. Though di ko pa naman kakailanganin, baka mamaya pa. So ito yung computation niya one by one. Okay. Okay, so para check ako. And then, let me know kung same kayo ng nakuha. Alright, so did you guys get the same? So, sinong nagtatry na i-test para man lang aware ako? Kasi baka mamaya pala is wala namang nagtatry, naghihintay ako. Sayang yung oras.
Sir, same po dun sa na-calculate ko, yung lumabas na sagot.
109.625.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's good. So, si Miss Jessica Tainet, nakita ko kanina eh. Nangarap niya yung calculator niya. Hindi ko lang kung ano nangyayari. So, how about the others? So, dapat ngayon pa lang nagpa-practice na kayo. Hindi yung mamaya pa. Sayang ang oras.
Wait lang, sir.
Musta na ang progress natin?
Same value lang, sir.
Ano yan? Mr. Michael?
Same value lang yun.
Ano? Hindi ko masyadong
Same answer. Same answer lang, sir. Same answer lang.
same answer. Okay, okay. That's good. So, hindi ko alam kung same lang ba sa iba. So, sino pang nagsasolve?
Tapos na po, sir.
Okay, sige, that's good. Okay, so hindi ko na i-explain yung mga susunod. Bibigyan na, at titignan na lang natin. O-overview na lang natin kasi masyado na madami o masyado na mahaba kapag magtatagal tayo ng 5 minutes or yun, more or less 5 minutes each number. Okay, so for letter C, papansinin nyo is 4,536 base 8. So, eto naman is octal na. That's why makakita na kayo ng 4, 5, 3, and then 6. Actually, 0 to 7 na to. Okay, so pwede pang 7 dito. Pero hindi pwede yung 8 saka 9. Okay? So, same process. Line up nyo lang pababa. 4, 5, 3, and then 6. Okay? And then multiply it by 8 since yun yung base natin. So, lahat yan 8. Okay? And then, magkakatalo na lang dito sa power. So, starting from 0, 1, 2, and then 3. Okay? So, 6 is raised to 0, 3 is raised to 1, 5 is raised to 2, and then 4 is raised to 3. Kung ano man yung makuha nyo sa calculator, neto, itong computation na to. So, eto na yan. I hope same lang yung sagot na makakuha nyo. Okay? So, i-check nyo na lang ito mamaya. Or kung ma-recheck nyo man ngayon, then check it now. And then for this one, so may dot tayo dito. So, dapat ito is negative 1 na. So, same process, 0 din dito, 1, and then 2. So, line up nyo ng pababa, 1, 2, 7, 4. And then, multiply everything by 8 since ito yung base natin. Okay? And then, mula dito is negative 1, 0, 1, 2. And then kung ano man yung makuha yung result dito, add nyo lang lahat, and then you'll get this one. 87.5 base 10. So, kapag sa paper, pag hiningi ko tong sagot nyo by peak, pero wag nyo kakalimutang ilagay yung base 10. That's an indicator that you have already converted this binary or octal to decimal. Okay, pero kapag sa Canvas na, pag nagpa-quiz na ako, you don't need to put the base anymore. Okay, so magkakamali lang kayo pag nilagay nyo pa yung base. Just simply put 87.5 or 2,398. And then also do not include the comma. Okay, so just 2398 kapag magsasagot kayo kung sakali. Okay? So letter E is hexadecimal naman. So same process. Okay? So line up nyo ng pababa. Pero since in hexadecimal, kailangan nyo i-convert into decimal muna. Okay? So hexadecimal, letter B into decimal is 11. Okay? So ang palatandaan nyo lang lagi dito is kapag 10, yun na yung letter A. So dito, yung 11 natin is of course yung letter B. So B is 11, 6, 5, and then F is 15. Okay? And then multiply everything to its or to our base, which is 16. And then kunin nyo lang yung power, which is 0, 1, 2, 3. So B is raised to 3, 6 is raised to 2, and then 5 is raised to 1, and then F, which is 15, is raised to 0. And then kunin nyo lang yung result na ito, and then you will get this one, 46,687 base 10. So do not forget the base. And then same process with this one. So ito naman is may decimal lang. So letter A, again, in the decimal, from hexadecimal to decimal is 10. C is 12. E is 14. And then 8 is still 8. So same pa rin yan. So multiply everything to 16 since ito yung base natin. And then sa power nila magkakatalo. So 0 to, 1 to, negative 1, and then negative 2. Okay? So 10 or A is raised to 1, C is raised to 0, and then E is raised to negative 1, which is 14, and then 8 is raised to negative 2. And then get the result of this one, and then you will get this one, 172 point something. And then again, do not forget to put the base, which is base 10. This is an indicator that you have already converted the hexadecimal into decimal. Alright, let me skip. Okay. Alright, so next one is n-base. So kung papansin niyo, meron tayong binary to decimal, octal to decimal, and then hexadecimal to decimal. So lahat yun nabanggit na natin. Any other base aside from those 2, 8, and then 16 is now called the n-base. Okay? So, ano sabi ko, aside from 2, 8, 10, and then 16 bases, the rest are called n-bases. Okay? So, kapag meron tayong base 3, base 5, base 9, 13, and so on and so forth, we call those n-base. Okay? Pero same process pa rin. Mababago lang naman yung base natin eh. So, ito, syempre, base 3, then yung multiplier natin is 3. So, 0, 1, negative 1. So, this 2 is raised to 0, 1 is raised to 1, and then 2 is raised to negative 1. And then just do the summation, and then you will get this one. Okay? So, same din dito. Pero yung multiplier na natin is 5. Okay, since ito na yung base natin. Ayan. Okay. So, 0 ulit to. 1, 2, and then negative 1. So, line up lang pababa. 1, 2, 3, 1. Multiply everything by 5. And then sa base na lang or sa raise power na lang tayo magkakatalo. So, mula dito is negative 1, 0, 1, 2. And then just add everything and then you will get this one. Okay? The same with this one. So, baseline lang siya. Pero, same pa rin. Actually, yung multiplier natin is of course 9. And then negative 1, negative 2, 0, 1, 2. So, line up nyo lang pababa. 8, 7, 5, 4, 3. And then multiply everything by 9. and then yung power na lang. So 8 is raised to 2, 7 is raised to 1, 5 is raised to 0, 4 is raised to negative 1, so negative yan. And then 3 is raised to negative 2. And then just add everything. And then you will get this one. So again, lahat yan merong base. Okay? So wag niyong kakalimutan ilagay yung base. So this is an indicator that you have already converted this n base 3 or base 3 to base 10, base 5 to base 10, base 9 to 10, base 13 to base 10. Okay? So dito, same process din tayo. So 1, and then A is 10, 7 is still 7, and then B is 11. So multiply nyo lang lahat to 13, since yun yung base natin. And then this one is negative 1, 0, 1, 2. This one is 0 again. So 1 is raised to 2, 10 is raised to 1, and then 7 is raised to 0, and then B is raised to negative 1. And then just add everything, and then you will get this one. Okay? So supposedly, I will give this one as an exercise or as a state work. Pero hindi ko na ibibigay. Masyado na tayong kipit sa oras. So quiz na lang tayo kaagad. Okay? So tatapusin natin lahat ito. Okay? Meron pa tayong ilan pa. So marami-rami pa ito, mga 50 slides pa. And then I'll give you a quiz once we're done with this one. Okay? So skip na natin to. Kung gusto niyo pag-practicean to, okay lang din. Okay? So para pag-practicean nyo, lagay nyo sa paper. And then picturean nyo and then pakita nyo sa akin. And then i-verify ko kung tama ba yung mga ginawa nyo or process na ginawa nyo. Okay? So convert the following number systems to decimal. So we have binary to decimal, octal to decimal, hexadecimal to decimal, and then n base to decimal. Okay? So as a summary, so you can convert any decimal to any decimal, or decimal to binary, decimal to octal, decimal to hexadecimal, and then decimal to n base or any base. Okay? So kanina, pwede natin i-convert yung from binary, octal, hexadecimal, n base to decimal. Ngayon naman, ni-reverse lang natin. You can now convert decimal to any base. Okay? Alright, so next step is ito na yun. So we'll try to convert decimal to any base. So here's the step. So repeatedly divide the given decimal number by the base where you want the decimal to be converted to until the quotient is 0. And then second step is for each division operation, tally the remainder. And then third is if the equation or if the quotient, is already 0, write all the tallied remainders by reading them in upward direction. So para mas maintindihan natin to, let's have an example. Alright. So we have 13 base 10, and then kailangan natin siya i-convert into binary. So kung susundin nyo to lahat, ganito yung magiging process. So isulat nyo muna to 13, and then i-divide nyo siya sa kung anong base nyo gustong i-convert. Okay, so since we want to convert this decimal 13 to binary, so kailangan natin siyang i-divide by 2. Okay? Kapag octal, we have to divide it by 8. Kapag hexadecimal, we have to divide it by 16. And so on and so forth. Okay, so dito, so divide nyo lang by 2, and then you will get 6, remainder 1. And then, kunin nyo yung natitirang integer quotient dito. Lagay nyo dito. 6 divided by 2 is 3, remainder 0. 3 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 1. 1 divided by 2 cannot be, so you will get 0. And then, kung ano man yung pinaka-last na number, which is 1, 1, lagay nyo lang sa remainder. And then, kung ano yung makuha nyo dito, ito na yung pinaka-final answer natin. So, read it from bottom to top. 1, 1, 0, 1, base 2. So, ganun lang naman kasimple. So, We'll have more example later on since I think 20 seconds na lang tayo. Okay, so yung mga wala ng question, so pwede na kayo mag-leave. Or yung may mga question, wait kayo 5 to 7 minutes para sa mamaya. Right? Okay, so stop ko na to. I think 10 seconds na lang to. Okay, so bye-bye for now. Again, wait 5 to 7 minutes.